My child, stop for a moment and listen to me. Do not rush past these words as though they are just another message passing across your screen. Do not treat this as something accidental, ordinary, or meant for someone else. I am speaking to you now, right where you are in the middle of your thoughts, your questions, your weariness, your hidden battles, and the quiet places no one else can see. You did not arrive here by mistake. This moment has been allowed. This pause has been prepared. While the world around you keeps pulling at your attention, I have reached into the noise to call your heart by name. I know how many voices have been speaking over your life. I know how many distractions have surrounded you, how many worries have pressed against your mind, and how many fears have tried to make you believe you are alone. But beneath all that noise, there is a deeper voice, a voice your soul recognizes even when your mind struggles to understand it. That voice is mine. I am not speaking to frighten you. I am not speaking to condemn you. I am speaking because I love you too deeply to let you drift through another day without hearing what your spirit has been longing to hear. You have wondered whether I still see you. You have wondered whether I still know your name, whether your prayers reached heaven, whether your tears mattered, and whether the heaviness inside you had any meaning at all. My child, I have seen you. I have heard you. I have been closer than you realized. And now I am asking you to be still long enough to recognize that I am here. Set aside the hurry. Silence the restless thoughts. Let the pressure of the day loosen its grip on you. For this brief moment, give me your full attention, not the small leftover part of your heart that remains after worry has taken everything else, but your whole heart. The part that is tired, the part that is afraid, the part that still hopes, even after disappointment. The part that has been pretending to be strong while quietly asking for a sign. This is not a performance. This is not religion dressed in beautiful words. This is a call from the one who formed you, the one who knows the number of your days, the one who understands every wound you have hidden and every question you have been too afraid to ask. I am drawing near to you now, not from a distance, not as an idea, not as a memory from someone else's faith, but as a living presence reaching for you in this exact moment. I know the weight you have carried into this day. I know the thoughts you have not told anyone. I know the nights when your heart felt heavy and your strength felt thin. I know the moments when you smiled so others would not worry, while inside you were asking how much longer you could keep going. I know the silent prayers that had no perfect words, only tears, sighs, and a desperate hope that I was still listening. I was listening then, and I am speaking now. My child, do not look away from this moment. Do not let your mind run ahead to tomorrow. Do not hide behind doubt, pride, busyness, or the familiar habit of saying, later. Just stay with me here. Let these words settle deeper than your ears. Let them reach the place inside you that has been numb for too long. Let them awaken the part of you that still remembers you were created for more than survival, more than fear, more than endless striving, and more than carrying burdens you were never meant to carry alone. I am calling you out of the noise and into my presence. I am calling you away from the rush and into holy stillness. I am calling you to stop running long enough to hear the truth. You are not forgotten, you are not invisible, and you are not beyond my reach. Even now, I am standing close to you. Even now, my mercy is near. Even now, my voice is breaking through the confusion that has clouded your heart. You may feel a stirring inside, a sudden stillness, a quiet pressure in your spirit that you cannot easily explain. Do not dismiss it. That is not chance. That is not emotion alone. That is my love pressing gently against the door of your heart. I have not come to shame you for where you have been. I have come to call you back to where you belong. I have not come to remind you of everything you failed to do. I have come to remind you that I am still reaching for you. So breathe, my child. Slow down. Let the world wait. Let every other voice fall silent for this moment. I want to speak to the real you, not the version you show the world, not the version that tries to have every answer, not the version that hides pain behind strength, but the soul I created and have loved from the beginning. I am here, and I am asking you to listen with more than your ears. Listen with your heart. Listen with the part of you that still believes there must be a reason you are alive, a purpose behind your pain, a calling beneath your struggle, and a love greater than everything that has tried to break you. This is your wake-up call, but it is wrapped in compassion. This is heaven touching the ordinary details of your day and turning them into sacred ground. I am calling you now because I want your attention before anything else takes it. Stay with me. Be still before me. Let this moment become the place where your heart finally hears me clearly again. Now hear me clearly. There are moments in life that do not return the same way once they have passed. There are doors that remain open for a season, not because you forced them open, not because you earned them, but because my mercy held them open for you. There are windows of grace that appear before a soul, quiet and sacred, inviting a response before time carries the moment away. You have believed that delay is harmless. You have thought you could wait until you feel stronger, wait until life feels easier, wait until your mind is less crowded, wait until your heart is more certain. But I tell you with love, the habit of waiting can become a chain. The enemy does not always destroy a life by making it rebel openly. Sometimes he simply teaches it to postpone obedience until the heart becomes numb, until the voice of heaven grows faint, until the opportunity that once stood close begins to fade into the distance. This is why I am speaking with weight, not to crush you, but to awaken you before hesitation costs you what mercy has been trying to place in your hands. I have watched you stand near the edge of change and step back because fear whispered that you were not ready. I have watched you sense my calling, then bury it beneath routine, pressure, distraction, and the quiet comfort of staying where you are. I have watched you say, "Not now," while heaven was saying, "This is the moment." My child, the danger is not that I have stopped loving you. My love has not changed. The danger is that your heart may grow too accustomed to refusing the moment when it comes. Time is not as endless as the world has taught you to believe. People count days by clocks, calendars, schedules, and plans, but I see time by purpose. I see what is forming, what is being delayed, what is being resisted, and what is being lost through hesitation. You may think this is simply another day, another message, another opportunity you can return to later. But there are sacred appointments hidden inside ordinary days, and when you recognize one, you must not treat it lightly. What I am placing before you now is not small, it is not casual, it is not background noise. It is an invitation that requires your attention while your heart is still able to respond. There are blessings connected to obedience that cannot be released while you remain divided. There are paths prepared for you that cannot open while you keep one hand on the past and one foot outside the door of trust. There are things I have arranged with care, things you have prayed for, things you have cried for, things you thought I had forgotten, but they are waiting for your willingness to move when I speak. I will not force you. Love does not force the door of the human heart. I will call, I will warn, I will draw near, and I will stand before you with mercy. But you must decide whether you will answer. This is where many lose what was almost theirs. They do not lose it because I was cruel. They lose it because they kept choosing delay over direction, comfort over calling, familiar pain over unfamiliar freedom. They waited for a perfect feeling, a perfect sign, a perfect season. But obedience rarely arrives wrapped in convenience. It often arrives while life still feels uncertain, while your hands still tremble, while questions remain unanswered. And while the path ahead is not fully visible, that is why trust matters. If everything were already clear, you would not need faith. If every step were already easy, you would not need my hand. I am not asking you to understand everything before you respond. I am asking you to recognize my voice before the noise takes it from your attention again. You must understand this. Delay has a cost. Every time you silence conviction, the next whisper becomes easier to ignore. Every time you promise to return later, the urgency within you grows weaker. Every time you choose distraction over obedience, something in your spirit learns to sleep through what was meant to wake it. I do not say this to frighten you. I say it because I know what is at stake. I see the doors ahead that you cannot see. I see the relationships, assignments, protection, peace, and purpose connected to this moment. I see what could unfold if you take me seriously. I also see what could be missed if you keep treating sacred things as if they can wait forever. My child, mercy is patient, but moments are not permanent. Grace is abundant, but seasons change. A door can be opened by love and still close when its season is complete. Do not confuse my patience with permission to remain unchanged. Do not mistake my kindness for approval of endless delay. I have carried you through more than you know. I have given you space to learn, space to return, space to breathe, and space to come back after wandering. But now I am calling you to stop circling the same mountain. I am calling you to step forward while the door is still open. You do not need to panic. You do not need to strive. You do not need to prove yourself worthy in a single moment. You only need to stop resisting the voice that has been calling you higher. You only need to stop treating tomorrow as if it has been promised to you. You only need to take seriously what I am placing before you today. The world will keep moving. The noise will keep shouting. Distractions will keep asking for your eyes, your mind, your energy, and your loyalty. But this moment is asking for your heart. Choose carefully, my child, not out of terror, but out of reverence. Not because I am against you, but because I am for you. Not because I am closing my love, but because I am showing you that the opening before you is precious. Stand still before this door. Feel the weight of it. Understand that heaven does not speak with urgency unless love sees danger in delay. I am calling you now because there is still time. I am calling you now because the window is still open. I am calling you now because what waits on the other side of obedience is greater than what fear has told you to protect. Do not let this moment pass untouched. Do not let your heart answer later when I am asking it to answer now. Look back now with a quiet heart, and you will begin to see what you once dismissed as coincidence. I have been speaking to you in ways you did not always recognize. I have reached for you through moments that seemed random, through delays that frustrated you, through closed doors that confused you, through dreams that stayed with you long after you woke, and through the sudden uneasiness that rose inside you when something was not right. You thought these things were interruptions, but many of them were invitations. You thought they were accidents, but many of them were. My hand slowing you down, redirecting your steps, and trying to pull your attention away from what was slowly draining your spirit. I did not always speak in thunder. I did not always shake the ground beneath your feet. Often, I came as a whisper in the middle of your busy day, a quiet thought urging you to pray, a strange heaviness that made you pause, a memory that returned again and again, or a sentence you heard from someone else that seemed to pierce straight through your heart. You wondered why certain words stayed with you. You wondered why certain moments felt different. You wondered why something inside you kept saying, "Pay attention." My child, that was not your imagination. That was my mercy trying to reach you before your heart became too crowded to hear me. There were nights when you could not sleep, and instead of recognizing the stillness as an invitation, you only called it restlessness. There were mornings when you woke with a burden you could not explain, and instead of bringing it to me, you carried it into the day like another weight you had to manage alone. There were times when plans fell apart and you thought you had been abandoned, but I was protecting you from a path that looked promising on the surface while hiding danger beneath it. There were people you wanted to keep, opportunities you wanted to force open, and outcomes you begged me to approve, and when they did not happen, you wondered if I had ignored you. But my child, sometimes my love answers by stopping what your desire is trying to chase. Sometimes my protection feels like disappointment before it reveals itself as mercy. Sometimes I close a door not because I am withholding goodness, but because I see what waits beyond it. You may not have understood it then, but I was present in the delay. I was present in the redirection. I was present in the strange discomfort that kept you from settling where your soul did not belong. Think of the times when you heard the same message again and again from different places. Think of the scripture that appeared before you more than once. Think of the song that reached your heart at the exact moment you needed strength. Think of the person who unexpectedly spoke truth into your life without knowing what you were facing. Think of the quiet warning that rose within you before a decision. The sudden peace that came when you chose not to move forward, and the inner pull that kept calling you back to prayer even when you tried to ignore it. These were not empty moments. These were signs along the road. I placed them before you gently because I do not delight in forcing your attention. I invite, I draw near, I knock, and I speak through what your heart. But many times you brush those signs aside because life was loud, because fear was demanding, because comfort was easier than obedience, and because you were afraid that listening to me would require you to change. Still, I kept calling. I kept sending light into your darkness. I kept interrupting what was pulling you away from me. Even your setbacks were not wasted. The season that slowed you down had meaning. The disappointment that made you question everything had purpose. The silence that made you uncomfortable was not empty. It was space where I wanted you to hear me without all the other voices competing for your trust. You called some seasons failure, but I was using them to reveal what could not be seen while you were moving too fast. You called some losses cruel, but I was separating you from what would have held you captive longer than you knew. You called some delays punishment, but I was building patience, discernment, and dependence in the hidden places of your heart. My child, I have been closer to your story than you realized. I have been in the timing, in the interruption, in the repeated warning, in the unexpected comfort, and in the ache that would not let you settle for a life without my presence. Even the feeling you have right now, the sense that these words are reaching a place in you that ordinary words do not reach, is part of that same call. I am not trying to confuse you. I am helping you connect the pieces. I want you to see that heaven has not been silent. I want you to understand that your life has been surrounded by more mercy than you knew. I have spoken through people, through circumstances, through stillness, through unrest, through closed doors, through sudden grace, and through the longing that kept returning no matter how much you tried to bury it. That longing was never meant to torment you. It was meant to lead you home. The emptiness you tried to fill with activity, approval, success, distraction, or control was not proof that you were broken beyond repair. It was proof that your soul was made for something deeper than the world could give. Each time you felt unsatisfied after receiving what you thought would complete you, I was showing you that your heart was created for me. Each time the temporary faded, each time applause grew quiet, each time the thing you chased failed to bring peace, I was whispering, "Come back to what is eternal." Do not despise the signs just because they did not come the way you expected. Do not reject my voice because it reached you through ordinary things. I often hide holy warnings inside simple moments so that the humble will recognize them. Now I am asking you to look again, not with suspicion, but with faith. See the pattern of my pursuit. See the tenderness in my corrections. See the love in the delays. See the protection in the doors that closed. See the invitation in the restlessness that would not leave you alone. I have been calling your name all along, and this moment is not separate from those signs. It is the continuation of them. Everything I allowed to reach you before has been leading you here, to a place where you can finally stop dismissing my voice and begin to listen with your whole heart. Come closer now, and stand with me before the mirror of your soul. Not the mirror the world gives you, where you measure yourself by appearance, achievement, approval, failure, comparison, or reputation, but the deeper mirror, where truth is not hidden and love is not absent. I am not bringing you here to expose you for shame. I am bringing you here so you can finally stop running from what needs to be seen. There are places inside you that you have avoided for a long time, rooms of memory you keep locked, emotions you keep buried, fears you have dressed up as wisdom, and pain you have learned to carry so quietly that others think you are fine. But I see beyond the surface. I see the version of you that smiles in public and breaks in private. I see the strength you show people, and I also see how exhausted you are from holding it together. I see the words you never said, the apologies you never received, the wounds you tried to explain away, the guilt that returns when the room gets quiet, and the questions you have hidden even from yourself. Do not turn away. I am not afraid of what is inside you. Your fear does not offend me. Your confusion does not surprise me. Your weakness does not push me away. I have always known the whole story, not only the chapters you are proud of, but also the chapters you wish could be erased. Still I call you beloved. Still I look at you with mercy. Still I see what I created beneath what life has wounded. Look carefully, my child. There is pride in you that has tried to protect you from disappointment by convincing you to depend only on yourself. It whispers that needing help is weakness, that surrender means losing, and that control is the only way to stay safe. But that pride has made you tired. It has kept you alert, guarded, defensive, and unable to rest. There is fear in you that has shaped more decisions than you want to admit. Fear of being rejected, fear of being forgotten, fear of failing again, fear of trusting and being hurt, fear that if people knew the truth about your heart, they would walk away. That fear has built walls around you, and although those walls may have kept some pain out, they have also kept love from entering freely. There is resentment still lingering in hidden corners, memories of what others did, what they said, what they took, and what they failed to give. You told yourself you moved on, but some wounds still speak through your reactions. Some old pain still answers before your peace can speak. Some names still tighten your chest. Some memories still have power over your mood, your trust, and your ability to receive joy. I see it all, my child, not to accuse you, but to show you what has been quietly ruling you. There is also guilt, the kind you do not easily name, guilt over choices you made when you were hurting, guilt over words you wish you could take back, guilt over seasons when you wandered, doubted, hardened your heart, or chose what you knew would not satisfy your soul. You have asked whether I could still love you after all of it. Hear me clearly. I did not begin loving you because you were flawless, and I will not stop loving you because you are not. My love has never depended on your perfect record, but love tells the truth, and the truth is this. You have been carrying what was never meant to become your identity. You have mistaken scars for names. You have mistaken mistakes for destiny. You have mistaken delay for rejection and conviction for condemnation. I am showing you the difference now. Condemnation drives you away from me. Conviction calls you closer. Condemnation says you are finished. Conviction says you are being invited into truth. Condemnation covers the mirror with darkness. Conviction holds it steady until you can see clearly. So look again. Beneath the fear there is longing. Beneath the guilt there is a heart that still wants to be clean. Beneath the resentment there is a soul that is tired of living chained to what happened. Beneath the pride there is a child who wants to be held but does not know how to stop pretending to be unbreakable. I know you. I know the real reasons you react the way you do. I know why certain words wound you so quickly. I know why silence makes you uneasy. I know why you expect loss even when good things come near. I know why you sometimes push away the very peace you prayed for. Because pain taught you not to trust calm when it arrives. But pain was never meant to become your teacher forever. The mirror is not showing you these things to trap you in them. It is showing you where light must enter. My child, do not hate what you see. Do not despise the parts of you that are still unfinished. Do not cover your face because truth feels uncomfortable. I am standing beside you in this seeing. I am not across the room waiting for you to become worthy. I am near, gentle, patient, and fully aware of every hidden battle that brought you here. You have tried to be acceptable by editing yourself, hiding your need, polishing your image, and proving your value. But I am not asking for the version of you that has been carefully arranged for human approval. I am looking at the soul beneath it all, and I am telling you that nothing hidden is hidden from me, and nothing seen by me is beyond mercy. This is why the mirror matters. Until you see what has been ruling your heart, you will keep calling bondage normal. Until you recognize the wound, you will keep protecting the pain. Until you admit the truth, you will keep mistaking survival for freedom. So remain here with me for a moment longer. Let the mask fall. Let the excuses grow quiet. Let the old defenses lose their power. You do not have to explain yourself to the one who already understands. You only have to be honest in my presence. This is not the end of your story. This is the place where illusion begins to break, where the false names fall away, and where the heart finally becomes still enough to be seen. Look into the mirror of your soul, my beloved, and do not look away. I am showing you the truth because I love you too much to let you remain a stranger to your own heart. Now that you have seen what has been hidden, do not run from me, and do not try to repair it alone. This is the moment when you stop carrying what was never meant to remain in your hands. This is the sacred exchange I have been inviting you into. Bring me your panic, and I will give you my peace. Bring me your confusion, and I will give you my wisdom. Bring me your weakness, and I will give you my strength. Bring me the parts of your heart that feel too broken to speak about, and I will meet you there with mercy that does not turn away. You have spent so much of your life trying to manage what only I can heal. You have tried to control outcomes, protect yourself from disappointment, understand every delay, explain every wound, and carry every responsibility as though the whole future depended on your strength. But your soul was not created to live beneath that weight. You were never meant to hold the world together with trembling hands. You were never meant to become your own savior. I am asking you now to lay it down, not later, not when you feel more worthy, not when everything finally makes sense, but here, in this holy moment, while my voice is close and your heart is open. Surrender is not defeat, my beloved. Surrender is the door through which freedom enters. The world has taught you that surrender means losing control, losing power, losing your identity, and losing the life you worked so hard to build. But I tell you the truth. Surrender to me is not loss. It is rescue. It is release. It is the moment your tired soul stops fighting against the hands that were trying to save it. You have been afraid that if you give me everything, I will take something precious from you. But I do not ask for your heart so I can empty it. I ask for your heart so I can cleanse it, fill it, steady it, and teach it how to live again. I do not ask for your plans because I despise your dreams. I ask for your plans because I see farther than you do, and I know which paths lead to life and which ones only shine for a moment before they leave you empty. I do not ask for your burdens because I think you are weak. I ask for them because I love you too much to watch you collapse under what was never yours to carry. Come to me honestly. Do not bring me polished prayers while hiding the truth behind them. Do not give me religious words while your real pain remains locked away. Give me the anger you thought was too ugly to admit. Give me the fear that keeps waking you in the dark. Give me the shame that whispers your name when no one else is around. Give me the dreams you are afraid to hope for again. Give me the questions that make your faith tremble. Give me the exhaustion beneath your strength, the loneliness beneath your smile, and the disappointment beneath your silence. I can handle the truth of you. I have always known it. I am not asking you to impress me. I am asking you to trust me. Trust me enough to open the clenched fist. Trust me enough to stop defending the pain. Trust me enough to release the need to know how everything will work out before you obey. This is what surrender looks like. Not pretending you are fine, but admitting you need me. Not demanding every answer, but choosing my presence. Not holding tightly to fear, but placing it at my feet. Not proving your worth, but receiving the love I have already given. You have tried to become clean by punishing yourself with regret, but regret cannot wash the soul. You have tried to become strong by hiding your weakness, but hidden weakness only grows heavier in the dark. You have tried to find peace by controlling people, timing, decisions, and outcomes, but control has never given you rest. It only gave you more reasons to fear losing what you could never truly hold. Let it go now. Let the false burden of control fall from your shoulders. Let the need to understand everything become quiet before me. Let the pride that says, I can handle this alone, bow before the truth that you were created to walk with me. I am not asking for a perfect heart. I am asking for a surrendered one. I am not asking for flawless faith. I am asking for a real yes. Even if that yes trembles, give it to me. Even if your voice shakes, say it. Even if tears come before words, let them come. Tears in my presence are not wasted. They are often the first language of surrender. You do not have to fix yourself before you come. You come, and I begin the work. You do not have to understand the whole path before you take the first step. You take my hand, and I lead you one step at a time. My child, place your worries before me one by one. Place your family, your future, your relationships, your pain, your unanswered prayers, your hidden battles, your secret fears, and your tired mind before me. Do not keep one room closed and call it trust. Do not give me part of your life while guarding the part that hurts most. I want the locked door. I want the buried wound. I want the place you keep saying is too late, too damaged, too complicated, too shameful, too far gone. That is where I want to enter. That is where my grace will prove stronger than your fear. Open to me and stop bargaining with the love that already chose you. You do not need to earn this exchange. You need to receive it. Give me the weight and receive my rest. Give me the bitterness and receive my peace. Give me the striving and receive my presence. Give me the old story you keep repeating over yourself and receive the name I have spoken over you from the beginning. Beloved, chosen, forgiven, held. This is your moment to stop resisting the hands that are reaching for you. Lay it down, my child, all of it. Nothing hidden, nothing reserved, nothing delayed. Let surrender become the place where your heart finally stops running and comes home to me. Now receive what I have been trying to give you all along. Your pain was not the end of your story, and your brokenness was never proof that I had abandoned you. Every tear you cried in secret was seen by me. Every night you thought you were alone, I was near. Every season that felt wasted, every delay that confused you, every loss that left you wondering whether joy could ever return. I was still working beneath the surface of what you could not understand. You saw fragments, but I saw the whole story. You saw ashes, but I saw the place where beauty would rise. You saw scars, but I saw testimony forming. You saw weakness, but I saw the very place where my strength could enter. Nothing you have endured has been meaningless in my hands. I do not waste suffering surrendered to me. I gather every broken piece, every rejected part, every memory that still aches, and I begin to shape it into something holy. You thought the pain had disqualified you, but I tell you now, it has prepared you to know my grace in a deeper way. You thought the waiting meant I had forgotten you, but the waiting was often where I was strengthening what could not be built in comfort. You thought the closed doors were proof that you had failed, but many of them were my protection guiding you away from what would have wounded you more deeply. You thought the silence meant I was distant, but I was teaching your heart to listen beyond noise, beyond emotion, and beyond the need for immediate answers. My child, I was there in the betrayal. I was there in the disappointment. I was there when people misunderstood you, left you, ignored you, or spoke words that cut deeper than they knew. I did not approve the pain, but I entered it with you. I did not leave you to bleed alone. I held what you could not hold. I preserved what you thought had been destroyed. I kept breathing hope into you, even when you could not recognize it as hope. That small part of you that kept going when everything inside you wanted to quit, that was my grace. That quiet strength that rose in you after nights of tears, that was my hand. That unexpected peace that came for no logical reason, that was my presence reminding you that the storm did not have the final word. Now I am calling you to believe that restoration is still possible, not because the past was easy, not because the wounds were small, but because I am greater than what broke you. I can restore the years that fear consumed. I can heal the memories that still carry pain. I can soften the places that hardship made hard. I can bring clarity where confusion ruled for too long. I can teach your heart to breathe again without expecting disaster at every turn. I can make peace stronger than the voices that once controlled you. But you must not return to the chains I am breaking. You must not pick up again what you have laid before me. You must not call yourself by the names pain gave you when I have called you beloved. Your scars are not your shame. In my hands they become proof that you survived and that I remained faithful. Your tears are not weakness. They are seeds that I can water into compassion, wisdom, humility, and courage. Your story is not too damaged for redemption. It is not too late for me to write a new chapter. Do not let the enemy convince you that restoration must look exactly like what you lost. Sometimes I restore by returning what was stolen. Sometimes I restore by giving you something stronger, purer, wiser, and more lasting than what you once begged to keep. Sometimes I rebuild the life around you. Sometimes I first rebuild the heart within you, because a restored heart can walk through doors a wounded heart would not know how to enter. Trust my way of healing. Trust my timing. Trust that I know how to bring life from places you thought were finished. I am not asking you to deny your pain. I am asking you to stop letting pain define the future. I am not asking you to forget what happened. I am asking you to let me remove the power it has held over your peace. I am not asking you to pretend you were never wounded. I am asking you to believe that the healer is standing closer than the wound. My child, this is where the road opens before you. You have heard my call. You have recognized the urgency. You have looked back and seen the signs. You have stood before the mirror of truth. You have been invited to lay everything down. Now you must choose how you will leave this moment. Will you go back unchanged, carrying the same fear, the same pride, the same guarded heart, and the same need to control what only I can hold? Or will you step forward with me, trusting that the life I am leading you into is greater than the one you are afraid to release? This choice is not made only with words. It is made with surrender, with obedience, with a heart that says, Lord, I am done running, I am done hiding, I am done carrying what belongs in your hands. Say yes to me now, not as a performance, not to satisfy emotion for a moment, but as the beginning of a new direction. Let this be the place where your soul turns home. Let this be the moment when the old weight loses its authority. Let this be the holy line in your story where you stop living as if you are alone and begin walking as one who is held, guided, forgiven, and loved. I am not finished with you. I am not ashamed of you. I am not standing far away, waiting for you to become perfect. I am here, reaching for you with wounded hands that still carry the proof of my love. Take my hand, my child. Step through the door of grace while it is open before you. Let me restore what was broken, heal what was hidden, steady what was shaken, and lead you into the purpose I prepared before you ever knew how deeply you would need me. Choose me now, and let restoration begin.